Welcome back to the reunion campaign for Freespace 2 here on Paladin Gaming. We're going into the 15th mission of the campaign, Rendezvous. Personal log of Lieutenant Alex Miller, 190th Winged Hussars. Sometimes I think I died in LHS 288 and I am in hell. What's happening around us is just too surreal to be true. It is as if some cruel god just plucked me from my boring life as a GTVA patrolman and thrust me into some sort of demonic fantasy. The Shivans returned. The GTVA is once again under their onslaught. Millions, if not billions, have died. I'm not sure if there is still a GTVA to speak of. It could have collapsed entirely during the few days we spent out of comms range. People around me started going mad. I can't tell whether out of grief, desperation, or anger, but to say that everyone is suddenly acting erratic is quite an understatement. First, we had Zack turning against us. I still don't know what he was thinking. More than anything, I think he was afraid. But man, he shot at us. I haven't known him for more than a few months, but even after a relatively brief acquaintance, you don't just shoot at your own comrades, even out of fear or desperation. What was he even trying to achieve? Did he seriously think he would just kill us and escape with some pirates into deep space, and then spend the rest of his life on some carved-out asteroid? How desperate, how afraid do you have to be to do something like this? Then there is Commander Korhonen. He has always been a difficult man, but he seemed level-headed, or at least appeared to have made the right decisions. Now it looks like he just took 2 wings of fighters and slammed them against a Shivan warship blockade, getting 5 of his men killed. Vlad, Shark, Ace, Tyler, Dart. I just don't understand. It was supposed to be a routine recon op. We did like 3 of these in the past few days, survey the area, call in the big guns, and deal with the threat together. We're still not sure what happened, but the bottom line is these people are all dead. Our people, our comrades. It really looks like he just went with his head against the wall. And man, there's Tex. His whole team got killed. Beta Wing is just no more. He locked himself into his bunk and hasn't come outside ever since he landed on the Corvette. I just hope he didn't do something stupid like offing himself with his service sidearm after drinking a bottle of whiskey. At least my team is still sane, those of us who are left, that is. Prince and Harris. They even look surprisingly intact. Mentally, I mean. I know Prince's family had property in Laramus. I doubt they were there when it all went to hell, but I'm sure he's worried about his parents. They're probably using their wealth and influence to get out of harm's way, though, so they're most likely okay unless they were hit by the initial wave. Harris, on the other hand, had her boyfriend stationed in Delta Serpentis when Olympus went live. I don't know how close they were, actually. She had been reluctant to bring the subject up since the Shivan invasion became public knowledge. There's only a very slim chance that he survived, given how Delta Serpentis has been the source of this new invasion, and she probably knows that as well. Regardless, she's acting very professionally. I'd say maybe her self-esteem has improved as well. She's been calm and focused so far, not sure whether I should be happy or prepare for a calm before the storm scenario. Anyway, life goes on, I guess. We're now escaping one circle of hell to jump into another. Captain Novak and his SOC buddies are driving us into the literal epicenter of the Shivan invasion, and I don't think I'm the only one here who has doubts about the sanity of this idea. Whatever this existentially important thing, or should that be things, we are babysitting on board the De Fleur in the contest is, we still don't know, and they won't tell us. I think it's understandable that not all of us are extremely overzealous about the whole operation right now. I can't say I was overly satisfied with the boring GTVA patrolman routine that was literally eventless since the isolationist insurrection collapse, but I now see how wrong I have been in my assessment and would give anything to return to my past life. I'm not sure how far we are from achieving a return to normalcy, but maybe that is for the best. I promise myself that as long as I have my people to take care of as an officer of the GTVA, I will not give in to despair. But if things go on like they have been for the past few days, man, I just hope I won't crack like Zack, Korhonen, or Tex did. Alright, let's get the mission. Commander Korhonen has sustained heavy injuries during his last op and is undergoing medical treatment, so you continue receiving your briefing directly from the captain's desk for now, Lieutenant. The Warsaw's group has made it to Delta Serpentis intact. As we correctly assumed before, the system is heavily Shivan infested and is devoid of regular allied fighting forces. The lack of any comm signals indicates that all static GTVA infrastructure was destroyed as well, similarly to what we've seen in ROS 128. So far we managed to avoid enemy contact, but we're proceeding with most of our non-essential systems offline to avoid detection, so we're both making slow progress and flying blind. While regular GTVA forces are gone, Agent Tao, the CEO of the SOC operation we're assisting, notified me that there's still special forces presence in Delta Serpentis, mostly recon prowlers and AWACS teams tracking hostile fleet movements. Using long-range drones, we were able to arrange a meeting with an SOC resupply and recovery operation. Powers, a Bellerophon. The GTC Powers, an experimental cruiser of an undisclosed class, is slated to meet us in deep space on the edge of the Delta Serpentis system. The Kratos and the rest of the SOC team will be resupplied and replenished. We will also hand over the contest and the De Fleur to the Powers team. Having received an intel update from the Powers, the Warsaw's group will proceed toward Allied systems to aid the war effort against the Shivan invasion, if there is still a war effort to speak of. From what we have seen in ROS 128, the Shivans are likely performing an onslaught of GTVA space and Allied defenses are cracking rapidly, and thus we might as well prepare for the worst. Primary objectives: link up with the GTC Powers. I'll take that. Alright, seems good. Let's hit it. Here's Delta Serpentis. Okay, this is our group. Corvette group online, all crews reporting. Sensors reading no sign of the Powers anywhere in the area, Captain. That's weird. Maybe the Shivans caught them and took them out? Impossible. Picking up no sign of debris, except for the remnants of a battle fought weeks ago. So, what do? We wait, obviously. We'll wait patiently. Keep your eyes on your radar. I don't remember if there's... I'll check the recording later. Here we are. Picking up an incoming jump signature. 2. Are they Vasudans? There they are. What the hell? How did they get here? It's an AWACS group. They're obviously hiding. GTCv Warsaw calling Vasudan vessels. Identify yourselves and please provide an update on your operational parameters. GTCv Warsaw calling Vasudan vessels. We weren't informed of your arrival and your presence is unexpected. Submit your intentions immediately. Why aren't they responding? I don't like this. Vasudan vessels is the Warsaw. Failing to provide an appropriate response to a hailing GTV warship is a violation of the Polaris Communication Act and is a sign of hostile intent. Respond or face the consequences. More Vasudans. It's a whole battle group. More Vasudan ships are jumping in. I'm into a Sobek and a Pharaoh-class destroyer. Oh, crap. My god, it's an entire Vasudan battle group. How the hell did we not detect them before? Rafsanjin. We have... This is Admiral Sinkit on board the GVD Rafsanjin, 7th Fleet, 12th Battle Group. We're here to relieve you and take possession of the contest in the De Fleur. Oh god, these are the Vasudans who went renegade in the first arc, but we don't know. This is Agent Tao from SOC, temporarily in charge of the GTCv Kratos experimental combat vessel. We were not expecting to meet Vasudan ships, Admiral Sinkit, and we are not authorized to turn over the contest in the De Fleur. We understand you are scheduled to meet the GTC Powers, a stealth cruiser. The ship fell under enemy attack and retreated to Beta Aquile. Our battle group was ordered to take over the escort operation and direct your combat unit back to Sirius. We have received no such orders, Admiral. We're receiving them now, I suppose. These orders come not only from a superior officer, but directly from the GTVA General Assembly, the highest political authority within the Alliance, transmitting authorization orders and mission parameters. I have a bad feeling about this. In character, we have no reason. I feel the contrary. Finally, we are getting relief. in the form of an entire battle group. Finally, we might be able to take a break after all this ludicrous cat and mouse game we've been through. But these are Vasudans. So what? Don't tell me you're one of those racist NTF sympathizers. Vasudans are our greatest allies and have been reliable partners for over 50 years. Yeah, I know. I mean, Kyle told me that. No, listen, forget it, Prince. Oh, Kyle told him about the... We received and analyzed the comms codes and mission parameters, Rafsanjan. Everything checks out. Turning over the contest in the De Fleur now. Roger that, Kratos. Contest De Fleur, assume departure formation. We've been through hell to get these ships out of Laramis, Admiral Sinjin. I trust your guys will take good care of them. We will, Captain Novak. We understand the situation is quite dire in the Ross 128 Leighton Quadrant. However, we have better news from this into GTVA space. Scan failed. We're all ears, Admiral. Combined GTVA forces have halted the Shivan advance through Beta Aquila and Sirius. There is also a large counterattack being assembled in Deneb, with the intent to push toward the Delta Serpentis node. In addition, the Shivan invasion doesn't seem to be of a scale similar to the Gamma Draconis incursion. So far, we have identified only a single Sathanas-class Juggernaut spearheading the enemy force. Well, there's only a single initially in Gamma Draconis too. All in all, our military leadership thinks we have a good chance of halting the Shivan advance this time, but Allied forces will need all the help they can get. We have cleared the node to Sirius, so you now have a window of opportunity to link up with Allied forces there. This is indeed good news. Seeing the collapse in Ross 128, we're starting to think the entire GTVA fell in one quick push. The situation is dire, but the leadership of the GTVA has a sound plan. The Shivans will be driven from our space. I hope they do this time. Well, you heard the Admiral. We'll be traveling to Sirius to assist the Allied war effort. Then we will join the counterattack to Delta Serpentis. Sounds like a plan, sir. We wish you the best of luck. Rafsanjan departing. We'll also be going our separate ways, Warsaw. Thank you for the help of your entire team. We'll make sure that the word of your contribution reaches the right ears. Roger that, Kratos. We sincerely hope that we were able to make a difference. So do we, Captain. Godspeed. Hey, Lieutenant Miller, before we go, a word, please. G1. Yes? It's one of the SOC guys. We got off on the wrong foot. Ross 128 was a mess. We lost a lot of good people, but we most probably wouldn't have made it out alive if it wasn't for you. Well, glad to be of service. Listen, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but there's some major political turmoil brewing high up in the GTVA. Why are you telling me then? Seriously? How does that concern me? You'll see. All I want to say is that I guess we owe you one. I was just doing my duty, sir. Call me Razor. Listen, I'm going to give you access to an encrypted comms network. We use it to send transmissions across solar systems. Why are you giving it to me and not Captain Novak? If shit hits the fan, and you will definitely know when it does, use my access codes to call for help. Then we'll be square. Thanks, Razor. Take care, Hotshot. Well, you too. Everything okay, Lieutenant? Yeah, well, forget it. Alpha Wing, return to the Warsaw's fighter bay, then we'll be on our way as well. Copy that, Admiral. There she is. Captain. Captain, not Admiral. We're not flying off a destroyer here. We've done our job for the SOC, Lieutenant Miller. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Whatever we hauled out from Ross 128 and Laramis couldn't have been worth the lives we lost, given how easily those 2 ships were just handed over to the first random GTVA battle group we encountered. I know and I feel you, but I'm absolutely certain that there's a plan in motion here in which I am not involved either. You can never know it with these intelligence folks. Anyway, I'm sorry, but I still cannot elaborate what exactly we pulled out from those systems, but I think you'll know soon enough. We are now heading towards the Sirius jump node. The Vasudans claim to have secured the area, and we're moving with our non-essential systems dark, so I'm hoping that we can get to Allied lines without being jumped by a Shivan hunter-killer team. You're surprised, huh? I mean that the GTVA is still holding on to most of its territory. I know, many of you have been thinking that the entire alliance collapsed by now. I'll admit I had similar fears. Make no mistake, this means that the fight is still going on with no guaranteed outcome. Our duty as soldiers, however, is to make sure that we will fight with fang and claw until either we push the Shivans out of our space or die trying. At least 3 systems were essentially wiped out, their inhabitants dead. Many more may see a similar fate if we don't give this fight everything we've got. Millions of lives may depend on how we proceed, Lieutenant. I know we lost a lot of good men, but you'll have to keep your guys in shape if we are to win this war. The past few days have proven that I am right to place my trust in you. Make me and the memory of those we lost proud. Alright, no recommendations. And we didn't fire a shot, that was because we were not jumped by Shivans, although we handed over to the rogue Vasudans who were trying to kill us all through the first act. On a different character, so in character we have no reason to know that. So, our all-time total for the campaign stands at 29 kills with 4 assists. So, this was Rendezvous, the 15th mission of the reunion campaign, for Freespace 2 here on Paladin Gaming. This is Paladin Gaming, signing off.